When the law catches up with you, you will have your day alone and with those who you abuse power with. Therefore, nobody should run squared. Nobody should try to evoke public sympathy. And we want to just advise them to be patient and to hold their horses. And also to advise them, if they intend on acting out scripts and drama, the National Theatre right next to Nairobi University is still open. They could probably hire the place or get a few people there who can help them to direct the scripts and drama they want to act out. But theirs of last night was unfortunate and poorly scripted and poorly directed by whoever was directing it. Lastly, it's unfortunate that a person the caliber and standing of a former Prime Minister and former de facto Assistant President to Uhuru Kenyatta would in the wee hours of the night wake up to go and act on the roadside. We want to ask Raila Odinga, because he had his phone and the script of this drama had his phone there, to share with Kenyans one photograph, one video, or anything they have of any officers that were around Matiangi's house. And if the intent was to scare the Inspector General of Police, the Inspector General of Police has stated severally, he runs an independent office and he will do his work without prompting from anybody. Neither will he be intimidated by the actors of these scripts. Therefore, if they are acting to dissuade or to discourage or to intimidate the Inspector General of Police or any other security agencies or investigative agencies, we want as members of parliament to encourage all our investigative agencies and security agencies deal with all Kenyans in accordance with the law and without fear or favor. And don't allow yourself to be intimidated by those who think that they can intimidate you with scripted drama. Asanteni. Thank you.
Well, members of the press, as the leader of majority has said, there is a place for serious news, but also there is a place for farces, for comedies and tragicomedies. Even some of us who are practitioners in the trade do not involve ourselves in putting the trade of acting, the trade of directing, and the trade of producing scripts into such disrepute. Now, they are well in their place to put out these dramas. But the tragedy of it is when the media, especially very esteemed stations, fall prey to some of these funny scripts that are being put out there. There are lawyers who are also associating themselves with some of these very unfortunate scripts that are being put out there. The truth of the matter is that there has been an attempt to bring disorder, chaos, and civil action from the day results were being announced at Bomas. They were not able to mobilize Kenyans to get into the streets and cause chaos. Bomas came and it went. When there was a case in the Supreme Court, there are people who are hell-bent in causing chaos. They even tried to mobilize Kenyans through social media to come out and cause chaos, get into the streets. That also failed, and the Supreme Court ruled as it did. Soon after that, there were people who were calling for maandamano, and they wanted Kenya to come to a standstill. They failed yet again. So what we are seeing now is the height of desperation when they realize that even what they were building is imploding from within. When they realize that members of parliament, elected leaders, and other people who would have otherwise associated with them no longer want to be associated with causing chaos in this country. So what we're saying is, as the politicians play their funny games, it will be very sad if media and respectable professions like lawyers and so on jump into this trap and end up being part of this very sad tragicomedy. We would be expecting that mainstream media becomes the source of the truth, because there is already enough fake news being peddled on other social media platforms. Mainstream media could actually be the one point of truth where Kenyans come for reliable news, news that has been fact-checked, news that can only be reported as the truth. But now when mainstream media ends up being the peddler of fake news, then the Kenyan does not know where to go to get credible news. So it is a call for the politicians to be sober in whatever they are doing. But if the politicians will not be sober, then let other institutions also question us when we are putting up things that are not up to the standard of what should be aired in our stations. Thank you very much.